I'm just now coming off, I would say, somewhat of a low of my life and career, and I had to learn to fly again, bro.
What up, though? It's me, Stu, and we are on the Stewe Show. I got a special guest in the building, Brandon T. Jackson.
What's good?
How you feeling, man?
I am sleepy from last night partying with you.
We had a ball, man.
Yeah, we had a good time, man.
He experienced the Shadow Gallery, man, and it was so dope. We were promoting Trap City.
Yeah, the movie is coming out December 13th in all theaters. Check it at the the Imagine Theater.
Yes, sir.
Royal Oak, and
Yep.
we get a lot more theaters across the nation. So excited.
Yes, sir. I'm excited. You got Jeezy in there. You got some folks in there. But
Got a little cast. We got a little cast.
Before we get into all of that, man, I gotta say this is like a full circle moment for me because when I first started getting in the entertainment scene, one of the first events I did, I was in a movie, my first movie, Corner Store, and they did like a little film festival, and you were like the highlighted, talent there, and I was like, whoa, this is Brandon T. Jackson. I've seen you on so many films and doing so many things, and I was like, wow, this was one of my first times seeing success from where I'm from, especially in the black man and industry that I was very interested in.
Yeah,
with the acting, so that was super dope.
Well, we now we partying together at
I love it. I love it.
Times. It was cool because that was before the Detroit filmmaking was actually a cool thing because
It was a fight.
It was a fight. Like back in the day, it was not cool to be right. So now everybody got a camera. Everybody a filmmaker. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, shout out to all Detroit filmmakers doing their damn thing.
For real.
If I go down the list, Dennis Reed, Man Robinson, Moolah Films. I always try to shout out all the. And if I missed your name, I'm sorry because you got a short window. But right. I love I'm so happy that they broke the mold now. You know what I mean? When I was on Corner Store, it was like, nah.
It was a fight. Cool. It was not cool. It was a fight. I think I found that role on Craigslist. Like, I was so hungry. I was trying to find something. I'm like, somebody got to be filming something. I got to get my hands in this industry. How is it to look back on Michigan and to see the industry take that turn and really, we're one of the biggest places right now.
It's like, or if not the biggest. I don't even know.
Right.
St. Louis ain't touching us. No offense, they got a couple good filmmakers, but not a couple. But you know what I'm saying. It's like a whole industry down here.
Right.
Like it's like the music industry back in the day. Motown is like. To see that. It's like watching the Lions win.
Right.
It's like unexpected. Like who would have thought that Detroit was going to just randomly just pop back.
It's the spirit. We on it right now.
Yeah.
We on it right now.
I just think people got tired of losing at this point,
Yeah.
So
and we winners. We've been winners. It's like we've been an island here because people really don't come here as much like in Atlanta or New York.
Yeah.
We were kind of an island. So we kind of created our own celebrity
in
a sense. So right now it's like the rest of the world is just now seeing that.
Yeah, it started out in in hip hop first.
Yeah.
And I would say Big Sean broke the mold to say you could be a Detroit person and make it, and besides Eminem, of course, but I'm saying in our generation,
yes,
he broke the mold. But then all the underground rappers started coming out after that, and that was just like, okay.
And Big Sean, that's so crazy. That was my first ever interview.
Really,
I wasn't even supposed to be there. I snuck in, and I asked a girl I knew. She was running the camera for her brother. I was like, "Can you record this?"
Oh, dope!
And it just happened for me.
Wow,
I've been recording people ever since.
Like he's become the big homie now. But the music of Detroit is totally different now from when Big Sean's, he first had that sound of commercial sound,
right.
And then
And I think it's just different to the world because it's always really been there.
Yeah.
But I think Sean was a great break into the eyes on the city.
Exactly.
We have a lot. I was a kid who ran around Detroit within every scene. I was in the backpacker scene. I was in the street scene. So I got to see elements of both. And really everything's it's always been here. There's people like Sean that's always been here. Yeah. There's people like GT, Peasy, Vezo, all of them that's always been here. It's just to the world, they're just now getting a closer look.
Microscopic look on them.
The city, which I love, man. Tell me about you jumping away from Michigan
Mm-hmm.
into the world of Hollywood and into those worlds where you're taking on these bigger roles.
Yeah.
Tell me how that experience was.
I mean, it was high school to the pros. You know, it's like I literally went from high school to the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I left when I was like 18, and that summer I told my dad I wanted to go to Hollywood, and then I know it was spring break. It was like April, spring break, and I went to Hollywood for spring break.
Okay.
Stayed over my guys. 80. It's crazy. It's not, I mean, I just wasn't even thinking. I was like, yo, I already knew I was gonna make it. I was like, I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
And
You had it in you.
I just knew it.
It was within.
Yeah, I just knew it. And then not like that. I had no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went on there and did what I love to do. It really started out what I love to do. And it was like, I did my stand-up at the Laugh Factory, did 3 minutes at the Laugh Factory at Chocolate Sundays, and ended up getting an agent that day.
Wow.
I ended up in Road Bounce 2 months later.
Wow. Tell me about, I mean,
Straight out of high school.
having that confidence for the people.
They're
for the-
so loud over there.
It
Sorry
is a
about
little loud, but I don't think they'll pick it up.
Okay,
right
cool.
here. Tell me about that confidence that you had to have to take that leap.
that.
For
Yeah.
the people who are, back home, or the people who are looking at your career and say, how do I get there? Talk about what was needed to do it.
My dad always instilled faith in me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, there's a scripture that said, if you believe all things are possible to him that believeth. Jesus said that, Mark 9:23. And it's kind of been my mantra.
Yeah.
Every time I doubt. Exactly. So if you believe all things are possible, so I will always say that to myself. Like, I know I can do it. I had a high level, and I had to rebuild that up because I'm just now coming off, I would say, somewhat of a low of my life and career, and I had to learn to fly again, bro. It's like, y'all haven't seen me out in these movies, and it's like, it was just a lot of like, for what words I can put? I just not just doubting yourself. It's like, stop believing in
It's a funk, man.
stop believing in the dream.
Somebody told me one time, they said, man, I don't know what's harder, getting on or staying on. And I was like, oh, man, that hit me.
Yeah.
And it hits me different now because
Staying on is definitely harder.
It's not guaranteed. Once you get on, it's work.
Yeah. And even with this movie, Trap City, it's like they giving us a couple weeks to be in the theaters unless it do well. So they giving us a short window. That's why we when it's gonna drop,
This is gonna drop ASAP. We gonna
ASAP, cool. Yeah, chop this up and keep this going. But they didn't believe in us even with this movie we did. It's an indie. And we in theaters, and that's a huge deal for to be able to get this many theaters. The AMCs, that's why we pushing real hard with the streets and everybody. We want everybody to come see it. And we not promising y'all a perfect film. We promise y'all a great story, great cast. I mean, this was our first one that we did independently and brought to the screen. I think it's a good movie.
I'm excited, man. I love what that stands for. I love what this movie stands for with that.
It's more about the story.
Yeah, and that transition of what you're saying, coming out of that funk. I'm in a period. I'm in a space or period of my life where I'm all about my best self. I'm trying to chase my best self.
Yeah.
Tell me about getting out of that funk, and what did you have to do to get yourself out of that funk to put out this creativity again?
Man, I just kind of looked at my kids. Looked at my kids, bro, and sorry, people keep texting me, and I saw it was almost like, you ever watch Hook?
Yeah.
And Peter Pan had to learn to fly again, but he couldn't think of his happy thoughts.
Yeah.
I think that's my happy thoughts was definitely was my kids. You know what I mean? I think that was. And I was like, okay, I gotta get out of this. You know what I mean? And thinking about them, and you can't stay down forever. And I think a lot of it was mental health when it comes down to working out, the foods, how we eat.
Working out is necessary for me. I got to work out every day.
Every day. I'm so mad I haven't worked out in like 2 days. It's pissing me off. It's really pissing me off.
Yeah, I feel you.
Can't stand that.
So tell me about Trap City and how, this came about and how the casting came, the storyline.
Well, it was a movie. My guy Sean presented me the script before, and then it was kind of a work in progress. And then me and Tell was working on another movie that was a different genre. Well, it was a different genre. I was trying to do at the time. I was working on doing certain relatable faith-based films. That was my whole thing.
Yeah.
And because I hated, I just like gospel music and all this other stuff. I just don't like the way it's shaped. And so I was like, I want to do a trap movie that, I want to do a spiritual trap movie. That hits the hood and the soul. The soul. And I got with Tell, and Tell was and I got my other guy, Nasik Rav Media, who you'll probably see at the premiere. And I just raised the money with them and said, look, let's do this movie. And then it kept going. And we started getting more people in there. Started getting, it became this thing. And we had such a hard time with this film, bro. It was a tough one. This was a real, even to this day.
What were some of the biggest struggles?
Oh my God, everything. We lost the sound.
Oh no.
I was still a new producer. This was my first time producing a film, so I should have did a better job of vetting the crew and the people that was working it. You know what I mean, at the time. That's why Tell had to take it over and be a director, and we had to come together and bring it forth and fix it.
Yeah,
this movie's been fixed like multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really hard. This was a tough one. We lost the sound. Sound man was falling asleep.
Do you think it was gonna be that hard? I feel like when you're in,
it's not that hard with the right crews. With the wrong crews, filmmaking is very hard.
And
very hard.
You think that's the biggest lesson you learned with it?
Yeah. Always vet, execute. You know what I'm saying? Execute the right. I know how to build a team now. Before I just was like, yo, you got a camera, you got some sound stuff, let's go. I wasn't really knowing all the positions. Like, I mean, I knew them, but I was like vetting the right people for those positions, So,
give me a little bit of the plot.
So Deshaun is a person that want to get out the trap. He wants to be a rapper. He has dreams of being a rapper, and I don't know why so many people are calling me doing this. It's ridiculous. Every time I look at my phone, it's somebody else. Oh my God.
They see you on the Stewe Show. That's
I know,
all.
right?
Yeah.
So Deshaun is like this. We say don't get caught in the trap. So the trap could be anything, but I think he's in a mental trap because he's not fulfilling his destiny, his dream. So I
think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people go through that.
I think everybody goes through that. I think that we still suffer from trauma, from slavery, and all sorts of things. And I think that this system wasn't exactly built for us per se. And I feel that we've been caged mentally with a lot of different things. There's a reason why you see liquor stores on every block here in Detroit. And maybe when you go to a suburb, they close at 9. There's a reason for certain things, So that's how I look at it. And when you say caged minds within the movie, as far as trap, the alignment as far as trap, not just trapping, but trapped mind.
That's what it is. Trap. Yeah, that's what we wanted to, because he is going through a spiritual battle in there where also and his girlfriend is like consistently being like, he not gonna make it. So that's like,
don't believe in him.
Don't believe in him.
Trasher.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's just like, you think you're a rapper, you ain't no rapper. And all
Yeah.
that. Telling him he can't do his dreams.
Yeah.
And then, he somehow, which I don't want to tell the movie, but somehow by destiny, he's brought into his destiny.
I love that. Yeah. I love that because I feel like
a divine intervention, he's brought into his destiny.
Yeah, I feel like everybody needs to hear that story.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a lot of our stories that have made it to certain points in their careers. And I feel like you will have more of those stories as you continue to level up within your success, to that next level. I look at everything I have now sometimes and I'm like, this was exactly what I wanted at one point. And, those goals keep elevating. So I'm excited for Trap City. Tell me a little bit about the cast.
I mean, we got Clifton Powell, we got Erica Pickett, we got Jeezy, of course, Omar Gooding. I mean, it's a nice cast, solid cast. People are. It's one of those things where I think, as I say, I can't promise you a perfect movie. I definitely can promise you a great story and very entertaining. You know what I mean? And when I say that, it's like, this was a lot of processing. So, and it might be my own. Was we're pickiness to filmmaking. Y'all might not see what I see.
Right.
So, I try not to be too hard on myself with the first one we put in the theaters, but, it's the first, executive produced by Brandon T. Jackson, Kaiba Films. The first time, I've done it this way, so it's different.
I need a role in the next one, man.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
No, but I'm super excited for Trap City. I love, what I'm hearing and what it stands for. It's, a big deal. And I think that is something that we need to promote to the community.
Yeah.
I think a lot of our people and our youth are trapped in the mind. Especially we got the cell phones. They just digging into
Don't get
social
caught in the
media.
trap.
Oh, man, don't get caught in the trap. You waking up on the phone. Eating on the phone, you going to sleep on the phone. Many things can be traps.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited for what this stands for and to see what's going on at the premiere.
Oh, yeah.
What else? We're closing out the year, 2024, going into 2025, and I love that you've taken it upon yourself to make this big leap.
Yeah.
What you're doing.
Yeah.
What can we expect in the future? Alongside.
Well, we're going to see. We see what this does. But I got also a TV series called Family Business New Orleans coming out
Tell me a little bit about
January. David Banner. Who else is in it? Lita Rashawn. Orlando Jones. From, I don't know if you know Orlando Jones. He's one of the amazing actors. He played in American Gods. He played in... he's a great actor. He played in Mad TV back in the day, Drumline.
Mm-hmm.
He was so he just does such a great job on that. Quincy Brown is on it. We got some really nice,
heavy hitters,
a dope cast, and the show's about. I own a casino down in. Me and my mom we own a casino called the Midnight Blues down in New Orleans.
Okay,
and pretty much, if you know, if you watch The Family Business.
I have.
Okay, so L.C. Duncan's nephew, which is myself, is Marquise Duncan.
Okay.
So if you watch if you know anything about the Family Business, that's a cult following. But if you know anything about the shows, that show is a spinoff of Family Business in New York.
Right.
It's Family Business New Orleans now.
Dope. That's super dope.
Yeah, it's good times.
So I'm excited, man, for all the different projects that you got coming out, especially Trap City. I'll be at the premiere.
Oh yeah, and also my stand-up special come out. I think by probably April.
Okay.
So got that coming too. So excited.
And April on what? On
we negotiating with 2 different networks right now, so I can't.
That's right. Get that money. Listen, I appreciate you coming through. You're welcome back whenever we can pop bottles upstairs again.
Yo, I think I need to pop water.
But y'all heard it here first, man. The Stewe Show, Brandon T. Jackson. Make sure y'all go check out Trap City. Let's get it.